Welcome back. We'll learn Halacha and the laws of Shabbat, section 301. Halacha 36. We previously learned of how do you need to, if you are living in a place where there's no eruv, there's no community boundary that makes it as one domain, so therefore you're not allowed to carry things with you. The thing is, if you're having these things as a part of your lavush, part of your garment, then there's certain laws of how you can carry them. So when you're wearing a talis, there's the different laws of how you can walk with a talis. If it's a burden, if it's not a burden. If it's a burden, makes it a problem for you to, according to some opinion, it would be a problem to carry it on Shabbos. If it's not, if you're not wearing it as a burden, then it becomes like a garment and would be permissible to walk with it on Shabbos. So in Halacha 36 in Alter Rebbe's Shulchan Aruch, the laws of Shabbos, section 301, Halacha 36, he writes, even when one places the corners of the lower edge of his talis on his shoulders, prohibition applies only when one seeks to raise the garment so that its lower edges will not become soiled or tear, or that they will not impede him from walking rapidly. It is permitted to do so, however, if his intent is to adorn himself according to the local custom. People adorn themselves. It says in the notes, if people generally fold the edges of the talises and arrange the folds on their shoulders. So, i.e., people adorn themselves this way during the week as well, since this is the way the talis is worn. It does not appear as a burden. Needless to say, it is permitted to fold the ends of the lower edge of one's talis on both sides, to hang over his arms as an adornment, provided the middle of the lower edge of the talis hangs down below his shoulders and covers the majority of his body. So all the above applies with regard to a garment that is of one rectangular piece of fabric, like our talises that we wear for the mitzvah of prayer, that do not have holes through which to stick one's hands, meaning there's no pockets. Different laws apply with regard to garments like ours that one wears on one's body that have holes through which one sticks his hands. It is permitted to hold a portion of the garment, even its lower edge, in one's hand and lift it so that it will not impede his walking, or that it will not become soiled or torn. You should not, however, lift too much of the garment, the entire length of the lower edge, so that the majority of his body is not covered by it, and thus it is not at all considered the ordinary manner of wearing a garment. Moreover, even if the middle of the lower edge of the garment covers the majority of his body, he should not lift its corners onto his shoulders, since according to the authorities who rule stringently above, holding one's garment in such a manner causes him to be liable for a sin offering, korban chatos, and according to all authorities, the garment appears like a burden, and holding it in such a manner, like I said in the beginning, if it appears like a burden, it is at least forbidden by rabbinic decree, even though one wears it and sticks his hands out through its holes. Now, when one robes himself with our garments and does not stick his hands out of them through the holes, it is forbidden to hold a portion of the garments in his hand, to lift them up so that they do not become soiled, even if he does not grasp their edges. So the important thing is to wear it in such a way that it's not considered like a burden. Over here, there's different. See how it shows you like figure 1, figure 2, and figure 3, how people would put the talis when walking in the street with the talis. Anyhow, Bruchim to you. We should continue, God willing, tomorrow. We'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock. around 8 o'clock. We'll learn a little bit more.